the Jones kid? You still got Jones. Like so
Jones.
now you got other guards that you're invested in, and you ain't got no room for them to play because you have to play these all-stars.
Got to.
They're guard heavy in Phoenix right now.
Yeah, like who is going to take that? Well, first of all, Brad Beal got to agree to wherever they trade him to. But who is going to want to trade for Brad Beal except for a team who's looking to be as bad as they can this year?
Well, you know the NBA has a couple of franchises that are like dumpsters for the franchises that are competing. So they can force one. You know what I'm saying? It's like a little brother. Yeah, big brother type thing with, hey, look, hey, Charlotte, you got to take him, dog.
You got to take this contract.
You got to take him. And Charlotte got to do it because you're the little brother in the fraternity. You're the dumper. Like, hey, man, we need more black coaches. Charlotte, Atlanta, you got to hire some black coaches because we ain't doing it. You know what I mean? So they do that. So it's a superstar coming out next year, and Charlotte, y'all had the worst record. Look like y'all go get the most ping pong balls, but I'm sorry, big dog. You got to take the hit for this one. This guy got to go to a big market. So you get number 2 again. You get number 3 and number 4. It happens every single year, y'all. It happens every so I can see, like I told y'all in the group chat, I can see if these rumors are true that LeVar Ball keep talking about he want LaMelo out of Charlotte and he want him in LA with his brother. And then LaMelo Ball on his podcast said, "Oh man, Melo getting traded on draft day." Right. So if all of that is true, I would like to see Phoenix make a play for Melo so they can get something that makes sense. A point guard that's willing to run the offense and look for their scorers that also can score. So I can imagine, okay, Charlotte, you'll take Bradley Beal for an incentive for you taking this huge contract. We'll give you Jalen Green as well, and we'll give you our number 10 pick. But give us those 2 players you don't want no more. Give us LaMelo Ball, give us Bridges, and we'll take them over there. So you take that huge contract off my back, and I give you Green, and Green get to go crazy with whoever y'all draft and Brandon Miller,
which will probably draft a point guard.
Have your way. So we over here with LaMelo Ball at point, Devin Booker at the 2. We'll probably draft Ace Bailey with our number 4. Oh, we're gonna swap picks. We're gonna swap the number 10 and the 4 pick with Charlotte.
That's fair.
We'll take Ace Bailey at number 4 because his draft stock is falling. It should be no problem getting him at 4. Ace Bailey at the 3, Bridges at the 4, start Bowl at the 5.
That seems so easy. Like it seems that.
But the key cog and all of that is somebody's got to pick up Bradley Beal's contract.
They'll dump it somewhere. Like that'll be a part of the agreement. We'll give you this. We'll give you a automatic score. You know what Jalen Green is going to do. He's a bucket getter. We'll also give you this pick, or at least trade picks with you, so you still will be in the first round. It's like incentivizing taking on that horrible contract.
Right.
Is there anybody else that could take on that Bradley Beal contract that's just like bottom of the league, dumpster fire, that's with something in return that could work for Phoenix? Or is it just Charlotte?
That Bradley Beal would agree to go to?
Yeah.
That's the
with
key.
The no trade clause? Probably not.
Nah, because yeah.
What if Atlanta got Trey up out of there?
Not
and
for Bradley.
Where? Phoenix.
Atlanta has built this. When you go to Atlanta, that's Trae Young City right now. They'd be a fool to do it. And I just don't know the direction that we're gonna go because they've built everything kind of around him. We still got some young pieces, of course, but like eventually it's gonna. I think it is gonna happen. Maybe not this year, but maybe next. Not this next season, but maybe the season after that, once that contract talk starts to come up again. But not right now. I think that he would be great with those guys like Bol in Phoenix, and of course D Book. But I don't think Atlanta's gonna come off him until next year to see what we have. See what Dyson Daniels turns into, who was just the most improved player. You know, they're going to give it another go round. I don't expect us to win, but if we end up playing this year, then Trey might be gone as soon as our season ends.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's crazy. Let me educate some of these comments, man. Cause they getting outrageous. Dude doesn't know Kevin Durant. He said Karen Durant has been on super teams and stacked rosters and failed last. Let me explain something to y'all about teams and being able to contend, right? If you look at the normal progression of how you build a team, if you take the greatest player of all time, Michael Jordan, who comes in, and it took about 5 years for them to build a team that can advance in the playoffs deep, and it took them about 7 years to build a team that can actually get to the finals and win. That's the normal process of building a team, 5 to 7 years. Mm-hmm. So every time you switch teams, it's supposed to take 5 to 7 years for you to actually build something, right? We've seen LeBron actually switch teams and bring superstars with him and make it work right away. And I think y'all think that that's supposed to be able to happen all the time. No, it takes 5 to 7 years to build a team. What Kevin Durant is trying to do by leaving Golden State is something that takes 5 to 7 years to do, and he hasn't been with one of those franchises that long. He's trying to do it overnight, so it's bad on him for trying to do it, and just unfortunate circumstances keep happening. He got to leave Brooklyn because how that fell apart with Joe Tsai and Kyrie and James Harden and Ben Simmons. And then you go to Phoenix and try to do it there, and then they made a mistake by bringing in Bradley Beal, and you never could recover from that. It is what it is. I mean, we know that's rough. I understand it, but you see how hard it is for LeBron over here in LA. He ain't done nothing either except their bubble.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people gotta stop thinking that this is the standard of how it's supposed to be played. Like, it's hard to build a basketball team. It's even harder to build a championship basketball team. It takes time. You have to retool. You have to see how players play. They have to have the chemistry. It has to all work. That's why you see OKC slowly but surely getting to the point where they have an opportunity to win a finals tonight, because the last 5 years they've been retooling their roster and moving things here or there, watching Shea become who he's become, drafting J-Dub, which, God, I wish he fell to Atlanta, but drafting J-Dub, watching him grow. That is how collecting assets, ready to cash in whenever they need to. That's how it's normally done. We've gotten comfortable with saying, okay, hey, come join me over here. I'm a star, you a star. Let's be stars together. And we've seen that not work a lot. Just as much as we've seen it work, we've seen it fail.
And money is everything. And so when you dump $750 million into 3 players, you kind of handcuff yourself with the movement that you can do outside of those 3 players, which is what happened in Phoenix. That was $750+ million across 3 players. You didn't have enough for a bench. You had to go sign people on vet minimums who, if you're getting signed for a vet minimum, 9 times out of 10, you just there to fill a roster spot.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys who are just there to fill a roster spot end up having to play because that's all you can afford and that's all you got. So to saying that, he's had these stacked super teams, and then you go to we all know what happened in Brooklyn, that whole situation.
Jeez. That was
he still showed up day in and day out and put in the effort and put up the numbers.
Yeah, he was phenomenal in Brooklyn, man. That team when they was healthy with Harden and Kyrie was scary, boy.
It was gone.
The way they opened the Bucks was insane, dog.
If it wasn't for that big toe, man, golly,
yeah,
that was gonna be it. They was gonna get a ring that year.
Who was? I don't think so, because Kyrie wasn't coming back. Harden might have got healthy,
but if they would have got past Milwaukee, that was it.
If they would have got past Milwaukee, I think Harden could have got a little bit of time to get better. But I mean, Harden couldn't even he couldn't even run full speed. I remember he had got a steal and was at half court. Nobody was in front of him, and he took off, and then he felt that hamstring about to pull again, and he had to slow it down and stop and let everybody catch up. He couldn't beat nobody to the rim.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, golly, man, he trying, bro. He trying. But
Joe Tsai self-sabotaged that whole team, though, because
he did
badly.
He self-sabotaged that entire roster. That could have been another team that we were talking about as far as in the championship lore. And it would have been interesting to see that team stay together without all of the other stuff where you condemning the guy for posting a anyway. But
yeah, after I found out how Josiah and Sean Marks was treating Kyrie,
yeah,
I wanted them to lose Kevin Durant and Kyrie. I was like, man, I hope they both leave, which they did. And now you see what the situation Brooklyn is in now, and they're looking so good, man. So they got what they deserve. But I think that's why Harden was like, man, I'm out of here, man, because he showed up and promises was made. We're going to keep y'all together. We're going to extend all three of y'all.
mm-hmm.
Right. So I think KD got his extension first, and Harden and Kyrie was going to extend that summer.
Mm-hmm.
And they was going to lock all three of them up together to make a 4-year run at everything. And when the season started and Kyrie couldn't play because of the vax, it put a hold on everything, because now Sean Marks wasn't even giving Harden his extension.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think they had already made the decision that they wasn't going to extend Kyrie. But Kyrie had an option the next year on his contract to opt in, right? So they was like, yeah, well, you're not getting a contract, but you can opt in, and then we can trade your black ass. But that's basically what they was doing. And Harden sniffed all of that out. Was like, I can't get my extension now. He was like, man, just trade me. Just trade me. And I get it. He was like, man, I came over here to win, and they told me they were serious, and they not.
Young, that's just not true. Young, that's not true. Harden didn't leave because Kyrie wouldn't take the vaccine. That's not why Harden left. Just saying. That's not what happened.
Look at this one.
That's why LeBron is a top.
We agree. Yeah, LeBron's a top-notch leader.
Sky Red, right?
He's a top-notch leader.
And I just want to.
I just explained why he left Tim Jones. He left because they promised that him and Kyrie was going to get an extension to match Kevin Durant's, and they didn't give Kyrie or Harden the extension. They just kept holding off and not communicating with him. And Harden was like, "Y'all not serious about winning." So I want out.
And I just want to address this comment.
Same thing happened in Philly too.
So
Daryl Morey. Go ahead, Chris.
If we can commend LeBron for making 10 finals but not winning 10 finals, then we can commend everybody else for putting it back. I mean, every year that Kevin Durant played in Brooklyn, they went to the playoffs. Every year besides this last one in Phoenix, they went to the playoffs. That sounds like winning to me. Just because it doesn't end in the championship, still doesn't. If you go 0-82, then you didn't win.
What losing are we praising though? I don't recall us. I would love to know, JP. What losing are we praising? Who's losing are we praising? We praising KD for losing? Is that what we're saying? I don't really know.
That's interesting.
Is it or is it just some bull? Because I'm trying to remember. The Brooklyn team was undefeated.
I think that dude got a podcast, and it's called the Pink Mafia of Sports, and his he got a dick shaped microphone. I had to block his channel. I seen his podcast. I was like, this dude spitting on the mic.
Literally.
when he said Pink Mafia, and I was like,
oh my gosh.
I don't see how this is finishing.
Yo, I'm not.
It went exactly the direction I thought it was gonna go.
This is not.
Anyways,
oh man, y'all want to talk about the little game?
No, not Massive Gamer. No, that's not the dude with the Pink Mafia podcast. That was the other dude. What's the other dude name?
I forget what his name is.
JP.
JP.
Yeah, JP. Yeah, JP got the podcast called Pink Mafia. Pink Mafia Sports.
Yeah.
To finish this topic off real quick, I think Houston can be competitive, but like I said, the shopping spree can't stop right here. You got to go get a couple extra role players and pieces to finish filling out this roster, and then I think they'll have a chance. They boosted their odds already.
Yeah, man. I can't even think about what I was just saying. What's
Bro,
wrong with
the space between those last two words is
Diabolical.
not supposed to be there.
Diabolical.
Yeah. Yeah. He heard you talk about King Mafia. That's what it
That's
That's space
That's-
killing him. That's space
man,
That space turned that sentence into something else.
that space is big enough for that dude microphone to fit in. That's what we like to call a gap.
Oh, I do want to ask y'all a question though. I do want to ask y'all a question. Out of the 3 spots that we had heard were potential landing spots for KD, do y'all think that this was the best one? Out of the 3, it was the Rockets, the Spurs, and Miami.
Yeah, because of Ime.
Udoka, yeah, coaching matters. Coaching definitely matters.
Because I could have seen them in San Antonio too. I kind of like, but also
but that's more of a situation that where you got a new coach. There's no more Popovich. This new coach, he going in the same type of situation as having Steve Nash as his coach. Like we don't know what this dude is really about. We don't know how that organization is gonna be without Pop. Wemby still want to shoot threes and don't want to go down low, and he's 7 foot 1,000. You got a rookie of a year, but Castle still got to, like you saying our man needs to prove himself. I still ain't seen Castle in the playoffs or Wemby.
That's true.
Right. So you got more of a Hail Mary situation with San Antonio. It looks good to pair him up with Wemby, but it looked good to pair him up with Booker too.
Yeah. Miami was at the bottom of my list, though. I didn't even know why he had Miami on the list in the first place. That was
because he likes discipline and structure. Because he's been in 2 different spots that didn't have no leadership in the front office, and no structure in the locker room.
No structure in basketball either. Like they just kind of let them boys do what they wanted to do.
Shout out to B New.
What's up, Zoe?
For becoming a member. You thought about to say Be Nasty. Hey, if you miss Be Nasty, DM us. I heard you back in Virginia now.
Yo, what? Never mind. That's a question. I'm about to throw a Patreon question.
Nope, not on this one.
Yeah, not on this one. No, we talking basketball today. But shout out to all my fellow sailors who doing good in their second careers, like Be Nasty did.
You're doing real good.
Doing good in their second careers, bro. All right, y'all. Game 7 tonight.
Man, the best 2 words in sports.
There will be a champion tonight. Who is gonna be, Mel?
Bro, if I'm picking whoever the best team is, hold on, I'm tripping. Let me see if I can get this. If I'm picking who the best squad is, dang. Hold on, so let me get you back in here. But then I'm picking OKC. Like if the best team supposed to win is OKC for sure. But if I'm factoring in the nonsense that the NBA like to do, bro, I have no clue what's about to happen tonight, man. I really don't. And I'm kind of afraid for OKC, to be honest with you. I'm kind of afraid for them. So it can go either way because I just got to see how they go call the game.
Chris,
I don't see. I don't see OKC getting blowed out, but I think it's a possibility that the Pacers could get blowed out. But as a close game, it can go either way.
So before I give my prediction, it was stated earlier. ESPN sent out a notification that said that Sky Foster did not make the cut of the 3 referees for tonight's game. I think that's huge. We all know what kind of referee Sky Foster is.
Well, they all that type of referee though.
Yeah, but Sky Foster is like the worst. Him and Tim Brothers, them they different. But I think that kind of sets the tone for what kind of game it is tonight. I think tonight is a hands-off game for the refs. I think this is just all right. We got the series to a game 7, right? That's what the league is saying. Now you guys go out gladiator style in the middle of the Coliseum, and let's Let's see who the best team is.
I agree. And who does that favor?
OKC.
Absolutely. But according to Tim Jones, that OKC is not the better team.
That's fair. I mean, you can believe that. I I don't know what to say. I disagree. And that's about it.
Yeah.
Get the likes up, y'all.
Absolutely, man. We got over 200 people in here. We should at least half of those likes, at least.
Yeah, I think that favors OKC because even though these two teams match up very well against each other, right? When we seen it going into the finals, we were like, this is probably the best matchup against each other that could have came out of the outcomes from both sides of the bracket. But I just think that one, you still, I mean, we saw what Halliburton did in game 6, but we still don't know, calf strains aren't nothing to play with, right? So we still don't know what kind of player you're getting from Halliburton, right?
Oh, ain't no wrong with the dude calf.
So, and at the end of the day, Halliburton, he looked good. He did look good.
Yeah, he caught a cramp in this calf. And wasn't wrong with this calf.
But at the end of the day, Halliburton still sometimes goes missing, right? And on the other side with OKC, Shea can still have a bad game and he's still going to get you 25, right? You still got Jalen Williams. I think the problem was last game was that the supporting cast didn't do enough. I don't think that happens again tonight. I don't think Chet only puts up 4 points. I don't think Jalen Williams only puts up 16 points. I think that you see a flash early. They come out hot. They come out swinging. And, there'll be some ebbs and flows. There'll be some sways. India will get back into it. And I think at the end of the day, I think Mark Daigneault, even though Rick Carlisle, we know what kind of coach he is, I think Mark Daigneault will end up out coaching him at the end. And I think the physicality that the refs are going to allow is going to benefit OKC more than it benefits Indiana, because sometimes Indiana, they've shown that they can be undisciplined in a free-flowing physical game.
That's fair. I think the biggest thing, which is one thing that OKC did not come out with, they have no choice this game, is to come out with a playoff level intensity like your back was against the wall. In Indy, they felt like they were supposed to win. At least that's what it looked like. TJ McConnell is going to be a factor because that dude keeps getting on the floor and just making positive plays, whether it be his energy, just his effort on defense. He's not the biggest, not the strongest, not the fastest, not athletic at all, but he just goes 110%. He's a smart basketball player, and you got to defend him. Like you can't just not defend players. If OKC wants to win the game, then you just can't sit there and say, all right, man, he's self-check, because everybody's in the NBA. I do feel like OKC is the better team. I think they're the better constructed team. I do think that the grit that the Indiana Pacers have shown in a lot of favorable situations have benefited them to make it to this game 7, but nevertheless, they're here. If they let them play, just like Chris said, just like Mel said, I would like to see the better team win, and that better team to me, not to you, Tim Jones, but is OKC.
Well, I mean, if OKC not the better team and they win, then I guess it's a huge underdog story for them. They win a game that they are not the better team in, but was favored in every game for some reason by Vegas, and also had the better record by
more than 20
games.
How many wins they have? 68?
68
wins.
Yeah, so
underdog story.
But I mean, but it happens because I don't think the Cavs as a team would match what their record was either.
That's true too. That is true.
And plus it's the playoff. It's a different season. It's not the regular season. So I get it. The record might not tell the whole story, but in this case, I think it does. I mean,
yeah,
they're a good team and they got the better player. They got the best player on the floor. They're supposed to win. The reason why I want to see them win the most is because I know that the games that they didn't win in Indiana was a big piece of that pie. All right, so let this game 6, a big piece of that pie of them losing was them not coming out ready. That was number one. All right, so that's the biggest piece of the pie. So I'm not taking any accountability away from them and SGA as a leader, right? He didn't have his boys ready to go, right?
100%.
So that's the big piece of the pie. A small piece of that pie was also the pendulum swinging to what we're going to call Indiana Pacer friendly game, this game. And OKC, if you figure out a way to win with the whistle going against you, then so be it. But we're going to put the whistle against you. And then that's what also happened. The first game they lost in Indiana, it was a whistle-friendly game for the Indiana Pacers. And OKC had to figure out a way to win it. They got beaten double digits by both games, right? They got blown out in both games, right? And they figured out how to win a game in Indiana in the second game that was also Indiana whistle-friendly, right? So I know they did that. I knew they was going to do it before they did it. I seen how they did it. And I know why they did it. They did it because we want this finals to be interesting. We wanted it to be extended. So when they extend series for a team that's a lesser team, I don't want to see the better team end up losing it because the NBA wanted more games. I don't want to see that. If you go entertain us and say we go keep it close and keep it interesting and let the games go back and forth, then you can't allow the better team to lose.
I mean, it's just how it's true.
I'm just saying, man.
SGA choked in game 6. You Tim Jones, I got one question. Are you a Pacers fan?
Look, just agree, man. Yeah, he choked.
Yeah.
He choked. Yeah,
are you
who cares? He choked.
Just let us know in the chat if you're a Pacers fan. I understand. This is big for y'all.
I think we know the answer to that.
I think so too.
He probably bathed with used bath water and beef Wellington and soap. That's probably what they do.
What? Yo, the smell of that bathroom be crazy.
Beef Wellington is wild. Hey, I don't know what's more wild, the beef Wellington or the used bath water. That's all wild.
Hey, what's that model that's selling her bath water?
It is. I just saw this. And she's selling a fragrance that is her bath water. I can't think of the name though.
Oh, yeah. Me neither.
Hey, let me ask y'all a question.
Oh, shit.
Who y'all think know the triangle offense better? Kobe Bryant or LeBron James?
Is this a serious question?
Yeah. This is asking on my show yesterday.
I'm gonna take Kobe.
You gonna take Kobe? Why? I mean,
because he played in it.
He played in the triangle offense. LeBron ain't never played.
LeBron played in the triangle offense.
Never played in any other offense except for LeBron's.
Well, the argument that was given to me the other night is that LeBron's teammates say he has the highest basketball IQ they've ever seen, and he thinks that's that is the reason why he knows the triangle offense just as well as Kobe, without playing in it, without being coached by Phil in it or none of that. He just knows it by, just by watching it.
You know what?
Knows it just as well as Kobe.
I was an OS in the Navy, right? So I can identify a lot of these different helos and aircrafts that land. I can't fly none of them bitches. I can't. I can see them. I can say, you know what? I know exactly what that is. I know what it is. I can know what it is. I can have the knowledge of the type of aircraft, but if they put me in that pilot seat, we going down. It does not matter. It don't matter that you know it. Like I can read a book on open heart surgery. My name is not Dr. Charles Drew, so I can't do that. I can know. It's different when you do it.
So hold on, but when you got your air pen and your surface warfare pen, doesn't that mean you knew it? Shouldn't you know it just as well as the people that actually do the work?
You can know the words just as, because that's what I did. I did a lot of studying when I got my warfare pen.
So that's not the same. That's not the same thing as actually doing the work.
Absolutely.
So hold on. So playing in an offense for Phil for 8 years is not you don't think that's even to LeBron's high IQ and just looking at the offense from afar, never practicing in there and never watching film with Phil, never getting the concepts, like some of the stuff that they never even used that they probably learned. Like Michael Jordan said that it took them 3 years when Phil showed up to the Bulls to learn the triangle fully. 3 years. So you don't think LeBron with his high IQ can just pick it up just as well as Jordan and Kobe?
No. No, he cannot. I'd stop. Yo, listen, everybody in the NBA, it's a lot of people in the NBA that are smart and can recognize offenses and understands what other people do. Like LeBron is not the only one that says that he can, that does that and says he can do it. He's just the one that talks about it the most. But no, there's no possible way that LeBron James can know an offense he's never played in better than Kobe Bryant, rest his soul, in an offense that he won 3 championships in.
Well, so what, somebody told me different.
That's insane. Who was it?
I only jumped double dutch 2 times, but I'm a master since I'm from Chicago, right?
Hey, Shay. Shay.
Hey, if I cut hair once, does that make me a barber?
Yes, you're a master barber at that.
If y'all want to know who said it,
MJ don't. Young, come on, duh. Yeah, not you. We had come so far, my G.
Oh man,
we had come so far, my G. We had come.
Hey man, I was like, man, you can't make this up, man.
Yo,
LeBron was out there running triangle in PE,
4th grade,
bro. When he said that, he threw me for so much of a loop.
Triangle.
I had to pour some more of my cup. I tried to get drunk off water last night. I said, man, let me pour another bottle. Let me pour another bottle of this water, man. I was just like, man, come on, please, man.
Young, I would love to know. No, I don't. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Just have some beef Wellington and some garlic bread today.
Hey,
I actually just had some garlic bread earlier too.
I was making it earlier. Hey man, all I'm gonna say is good luck to those guys tonight.
It should be a good game.
It should be a good game. I don't want to see a blowout. So refs, I hope they, don't use that whistle to try to, assert their authority. Let them boys play. Let's see who the better team is. And I think OKC comes out on top if you do that.
Don't be surprised if the NBA try to squeeze a little bit more money out of this and send it to overtime. Don't be surprised. Get a little bit more.
I want this thing over in the second quarter, man. I don't even want to watch the game, man, because it's giving me the feeling of when Luka beat.
I felt like I needed to freeze too.
You lost the man right there.
Dang, they cut. Not that's a young disciple right there. He done told him he went and said, you know what, this dude is up here. See, Young, you working for that Clutch Factory, boy?
Man, tonight though, man, tonight gonna be a crazy game.
I think so.
A crazy game, and as for those, I don't even feel like explaining myself, but I am a OKC fan.
Yeah,
I'm an OKC fan, so it'll be dope. It'll be a little bittersweet because it was supposed to be KD doing it in that jersey, but just as a fan of the team, it'll still be a tremendous feeling and accomplishment for that team. And like Mel said earlier, that I think this might be, maybe besides Milwaukee, I think this is probably like one of the few teams we've seen the build process over that time frame that Mel had mentioned of that 5 to 7 years. You saw it start with the dealing of Melo and Paul George and Russell Westbrook, and getting all the Hall of Picks back, and getting Shai Gilgeous,
getting CP3.
Yep, you know what I'm saying, taking those picks, drafting correctly, giving SGA the tools, the coaching staff to develop,
and
the freedom to develop, giving him a group of guys around him to develop with, build a core with, you know what I'm saying? So to see that process come into fruition, they've gotten better every year. And they're on the precipice of that complete transformation of, and so I think that'll be a joy to watch. Is like the first time in a while we've seen a franchise go from actually rebuilding to rebuilt.
Facts.
I think that'll be pretty dope.
I was hoping that OKC won and then made a deal with all them draft picks and maybe one or two players, and they was the one who went and got Kevin Durant.
Ooh,
I would love for Kevin Durant to go back, but I don't feel like fighting off the haters and the critics.
Who cares?
Who cares at this point?
It's nothing Kevin Durant is gonna do. The people that don't like Kevin Durant and got a certain opinion about him, they're never going to change it.
Yeah, they're gonna die that way.
There's nothing he can do.
They're gonna die that way. They're gonna die. Kevin Durant. It's nothing. He could go to the worst friend. He can go to Utah and win a ring, and they'll still say something. There's nothing he can do. Nothing. So,
but it would be dope. It would be dope if he retired. If he retired in OKC,
he has to.
Yeah, that's what I want to see him go home. If I wanted him to go to OKC after they won it, or if they lose it, still go to OKC. I would have loved to see that, but you would have had to give up. Yeah, you would have. I mean, they got a lot of draft picks, and they got some. I
don't know. Maybe they necessarily wouldn't have to give up a lot. I think you take his age into account. Crazy.
That's a crazy. That's a crazy sentence.
You could take his age into account. You could probably get a discount. You wouldn't have to give up so much. You definitely would have to come up off of a player or two for sure. But him and OKC one more time. That would
if OKC lost and they made the trade for KD and they had to give up Chet,
I consider.
I'd be okay with it.
I consider. You have to consider it.
So if they came back next year with SGA, Jalen Williams, and Chet, Hartenstein and KD and Dort, yeah, and that was their starting five.
That team.
You lose a lot of rim protection. You lose rim protection with Chet for sure.
You do.
And the ability to guard the post a little bit because Chet Holmgren is he light, but so is KD.
Mm-hmm.
But in that same instance, you go pull Nick Claxton out of Brooklyn on a discount, having backup Hartenstein.
I mean, you could.
Yeah, I would probably consider it. Only thing that would be cause me to be hesitant about doing a KD for Chet is age.
Yeah, it's a young core, and it's a young core in OKC right now.
Mm-hmm.
You give up an opportunity to have a three-headed monster for a long time, but sometimes that third wheel on the three-headed monster is expendable. I mean, Horace Grant was expendable with the Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
And easily replaced by Rodman.
This is true. Kind of to your point about Dylan Brooks.
Mm-hmm. But what I would like to see though from Chet, win, lose, or draw, they would be more deadly if he got more consistent with his 3-point shot because he's a good shooter. Mm-hmm. It's just something about his 3-point shot that's flat. It's really flat when he shoot it. You see how many times Miles Turner blocked his 3-point shot?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and that's ridiculous. Well, you know what I think it is though? He's 7 feet tall, so he never really had to worry about a whole bunch of people. He shoots kind of like Halliburton. Their jump shot is right in front of their face. It's not. There's a lot of elevation.
Well, so he brings it high, but then he got a hitch in it. By the time he shoot it, it's like it comes up high, and then by the time he shoot it, it's like it's very weird, man. It's not like like Steph Curry is a quick release. Klay Thompson's a quick release. His release is like he goes up with his hand here, and then once he rises up, then his hand come back, and then go forward. And by that time, the shot blocker is there. Like watch it tonight. It's very weird. And then it's a line drive. It's flat. I never seen him shoot in this playoffs and was like, oh, that's going in. Every time he shot it, I was like, I don't like that's off.
Yeah, they say comment saying he got a low trajectory when it hitches, it stops right there, and then it just goes. saying.
Yeah, it's very weird, but it starts high and then it comes down low. I don't know how it gets lower than where it starts at. It's very weird. Just watch it. It starts high and then it gets lower by the time he shoot it. You know what I mean? So I don't know how he do that.
Yeah.
I don't know how he do it, but he got to get better with that because there's a lot of opportunity for him to hit that because they're trying to stop all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And if he was deadly there, it'll make the team more deadly. So that's his next step. And it could happen because 2 years ago, Lou Dort was being left wide open from three.
Absolutely.
And you don't want to do that no more.
You can't do it no more. You can't.
No. Man's a bucket.
You gotta respect it.
Gotta respect it.
Yeah. So I don't know if you remember when we first started the podcast and Lou Dort was at the draft was coming up. And I told you it's a point guard that I like.
You told me you was the first person who ever I didn't know Lou Dort in college until Mel mentioned him, and then I started looking him up. I'm like, yo, this dude is, for one, he built like a running back or a defensive end. He built, and he just plays relentless. And Mel saw it. He saw it early.
And the way he was playing in college, he was the guy for his team. So he was a point guard, but he was a scoring point guard. Mm-hmm. So like driving to the hole, step back from the mid range, pulling up, like he got all of that in his game. He just don't use it. Like Marcus Smart coming out of high school was like one of the guys, and then when he got to Oklahoma State, he was still kind of one of the guys because he was a really good freshman.
Mm-hmm.
But Lou Dort was better than him. Like when I first scouted Lou Dort, he's better than Marcus Smart. He was better than him in college, but Marcus Smart was a lottery pick, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
His name was huger. Nobody knew Lou Dort.
Yeah, Marcus Smart was on people's radar ever since high school. Like you said, he was one of those. I don't know if he was an All-American, but he was in that talk. So I know his back. They get pigeonholed into that 3-and-D role, and then that's all they can do. And then he's on the team with SGA and J-Dub, so that's exactly what he's going to be doing until he's asked to do more. We'll never see him be the lead guard again. I think he found his role. You know what I mean? But found it.
He reminded me of Mario Ellie on the Rockets.
That's a good comparison.
Mario Ellie with that three. He had a rainbow three too. They called it the kiss of death. I think he used to do a little kiss of death.
He done.
But man, the threes in Houston was crazy because Maxwell was knocking them down. Robert Horry was knocking them down. Kenny Smith was knocking them down. Sam Cassell was knocking them down. Who else? Who was it?
Johnson.
Oh, that was after though.
That was after. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, them dudes. Boy, everybody was a threat except Olajuwon and Otis Thorpe.
But he
was
rain. Sean Livingston does have a really good jump shot for him.
Mid-range assassin, boy.
Yeah,
he was supposed to be.
Has it? He's never missed one in the pros.
I ain't seen it.
I seen that. I seen that. I had to go look that shit up. But it's damn near believable though, because the dude was just nasty from the mid range.
Yeah, he was a dumb athlete too. He was supposed to be. If he would have stayed healthy, then
boy, another one of those big what ifs.
6'7" point guard.
Crazy.
He was Melo before Melo.
Which Melo?
Ball.
Fair. Not
without a 3-point shot. The old school Melo. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he would have been the old school Melo. The new skill Melo in this era, you shoot threes.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But the mid range was the three back then.
Mm-hmm.
That was the shot. Hey, Jim Jones and Nas.
All right, man.
What Jim Jones be talking about, man?
I think he's doing this on purpose, bro. He got to be doing this on purpose. He's doing this on purpose. He's saying things that sound ridiculous.
For clicks, for relevancy,
to stay.
He must be about to drop a vitamin water or something. He
about to drop something. He got some product coming out. Because why are you going there? And then he said it in front of. First of all, he said it in front of on Shay Shay. Then he said it in front of Jadakiss and Fat Joe.
I love it though, man. It's so funny to me. I love it. I ain't gonna lie.
This shit is hilarious.
They said he was high. That's a possibility. All right, final predictions. Blowout tonight.
Dude, I don't know, bro.
I think it's close until it ain't. I think it'll be a close game. until
somebody pull away in the third or the fourth.
In the fourth quarter, and this is going to be too much. About the 7-minute mark of the fourth quarter, we'll see the champion.
One thing we don't want, if you're the NBA, is people to start turning their TV off in the first half.
Exactly.
So you won't. I don't think you're gonna see no blowouts in the first half, but I do think I agree with Chris. I think it's gonna be brutal. I don't think we're gonna get a lot of whistles.
The outcome is usually a beatdown brutally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
OKC hoisting the trophy. Shea gonna win MVP. Western Conference and Finals MVP. That's my prediction.
Clean sweep.
Kendrick Perkins said, "Man, he don't want to hear no fuss. If SGA win this game tonight, take home the scoring title, the MVP, the Western Conference MVP, the Finals and the Finals MVP. If he do all that, he said, I don't want to hear no fuss. He the best player in the league." They said the same thing when Jokic won his first ring. They said the same thing when Giannis won his first one. He said to keep that same energy. This man win it, he the best player in the league. That's what he said. Would y'all agree?
Now I definitely want him to win it. Now
I believe he the best player in the league before anything that happened tonight. But tonight, if he wins, solidifies it. It's stamped in stone. Put it on the statue.
Now, I think it is. I think it was. I think he could have been the MVP last year, like we all know. If the Pacers win, is Hallie the face of the league?
No,
right? No. I don't understand why people. Oh, this is gonna frustrate me because I'm looking at these comments over here and y'all pissing me off. Have Hallie win the face of the league? How? Explain that to me. How is he the face of the league if they win? Has he had a great series of clutch shot after clutch shot in every series? Absolutely. There's so much more to be desired from his game.
There are 48 minutes of regulation basketball time.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be hit or miss for 47 and a half
and make
hit a shot in the last second, and then you be the best player on that team. You be the best player in that series.
Well, I don't think that does qualify you, but that's very damning evidence, because if Kobe did that, it'd be different. But we know what Kobe is, though.
Yeah.
Kobe gave you 48 minutes, though.
Of Kobe.
So, and to be honest, if Indiana wins tonight, it won't be Halliburton winning Finals MVP either.
Just like he didn't win Eastern Conference Finals.
Who would get Siakam?
Probably Siakam
again.
We'll see another Jaylen Brown.
Yo,
that be boy be praying.
Let me give Siakam some credit. He is a cog on a championship roster, no matter where he goes. If he plays the way he plays, he's a needed piece. Obviously, he's played well. This would be his. He was real young in the Toronto series though, when they won it. But Siakam, he's played well this finals. Better than I expected him to play, even though I know he's a good player.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good player, but he's played better than I expected him to, and that's what you're supposed to do when it's all on the line. So shout out to I hate his nickname.
Spicy P.
I hate that. I'm not calling no grown man.
Spicy P.
Calling that man Spicy P. Did y'all see the video though of him praying to the basketball guys?
I did see it. I did see it. Yeah.
Then he go out and people.
Somebody asked in the comment section, have SGA ever been all defensive team or got any votes or something like that? I'm looking at the complete voting list. He didn't make. He's only 2 all defensive team. He didn't make first or second team last year, but the votes after the second team, this is the order of people who missed it. Lou Dortz was the first name with the most votes. Kawhi Leonard was the second. Chet Holmgren was the third. Jared Allen was the fourth, and SGA was the fifth. Most votes right after the second team. So they had 3 teams. Like all NBA had 3 teams. If all defensive had 3 teams, SGA would have been third team all defense last year.
Damn near the whole OKC starting lineup would have been all defense.
Yeah. At least on one or 2 or 3, if they had the third team, they that whole team would be there because they defend.
Yeah. I send that to y'all. But yeah, he got votes last year. I look at this year's to see if he got votes this year. As a matter of fact, I already looked at it. He got votes this year too. So he's always gotten votes.
22 Savage said, "Was he player to the basketball guys of Baphomet?"
I think they might be the same.
They the same people.
Yeah. They at least live in the same apartment complex.
They neighbors at least.
Yeah.
They might be cousins.
I don't like this. I don't like this right here. OKC better win tonight or SGA is a fraud.
That's that new
generation. No. Let's like it. Because if he wins, what does that mean? It's got to mean the opposite then.
True indeed. So that means he's the best.
I take it. I like it.
I like it. He's the best. Okay.
What time that game starts? The game starting in what, 30 minutes?
Yeah, 30 minutes. We're gonna wrap it up now. We coming back live after the game or no?
Yeah, we'll be live after the game.
All right. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share.
We going live or we going post game live?
We're going live.
We might need to go live. I don't know. Post game mail is already. when you go back and listen to this, you'll see mail is already in post.
Mafia is still crazy.
Pink Mafia
is wild.
All right, y'all.
Get y'all popcorn ready, man. Get y'all beer and y'all whatever y'all drinking, and sit back and enjoy the show, man. We'll see y'all in a little bit.
See y'all in a minute.
Hey, this was the worst sweep I've ever seen in the finals, man. If a gentleman sweep is 4-1, what is a 7-game sweep?
NBA constructed.
A gentleman. What's the opposite of gentleman?
This is
a scholar sweep. A gentleman, a scholar. He's a scholar. A scholar sweep. We got to find a new name for when the team is outmatching, but it goes 7 games.
Mm-hmm. That's more than gentleman. You being a little too courteous, my brother.
It's a simp sweep.
The simp sweep. You gave him everything except for that last game. You simping. Happy finals, y'all, man.
All right, peace.
Peace.